Welcome to the SushiSwap MISO AMA, where we bring on projects that have launched through the MISO token factory and give them a platform to reach a larger audience. I'm here with Emil from XDEFI today. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, awesome. Glad you can make it out here today. Just looking forward to this conversation. And just want to welcome anybody up onto the stage throughout the call here to ask your questions that way or through the AMA text questions as well. There's that channel open and available to ask that way. And of course, as we get going through the AMA, we'll bring you up on stage and you can ask questions that way as well. So welcome. And if you don't mind, let's start off with the intro, some background, and your involvement with XDEFI, Emil.
Yeah, absolutely. So my background is more financial markets. Moved to tech back in 2015, more or less, when I joined Bloomberg. And since then, been focusing on tech, mainly going back and forth between fintech and tech. We basically started investing in THORChain back in 2019 with my current partner, David, who is our CTO and co-founder. And since then, we've been looking at the multi-chain space. At the time, we were, trying to think about how we can help the THORChain ecosystem, and we quickly realized that, the type of infrastructure that we've built since then was necessary for users, so they could interact easily, with any UI interfaces that are powered by THORChain. And this is basically how we had the idea to create a multi-chain extension like XDEFI.
Awesome. And maybe just as we're going to be talking about a lot of this today and people can see it head on, recommend you head over to XDEFI, so xdefi.io, and you can install this browser extension wallet, and then that way you can get set up and just have a look at it as we're going through it. So I highly recommend everybody to go do that, and that way you can check it out with us as we're talking through all this. You can keep an eye on it and understand it. So cool. Then if you mind, just let's go through a quick overview of what XDEFI wallet is and how it works, and just kind of give like some inception behind it as well. You've kind of alluded to it here earlier with the THORChain and everything, but go ahead.
Okay, so XDEFI wallet is a wallet extension. It allows you to store, send, and receive any type of tokens, irrespective of the native chains. Today, we are supporting 9+ chains, among them Ethereum, Bitcoin, Terra, THORChain, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Avalanche really soon, Solana really soon, and a few others we are currently looking into. What's the point of XDEFI? I think while Ethereum has been the dominant, ecosystem for a long time, since the end of 2020, we've seen a lot of new ecosystems emerging and a lot of traction across this ecosystem that are providing, different value add to their users. We've seen like first Binance Smart Chain, then Solana, Terra getting a lot of traction. So I think today the environment in which we are in crypto is fundamentally multi-chain, and XDEFI is here for that, right? It's here for you to only have one single wallet that you can use to interact with all the different ecosystems and manage your assets, manage your NFTs, review your transactions, etc. So that's what XDEFI is. Today we are a wallet extension. We're also working on mobile app as we speak and on a web app, and there will be like a lot of super cool features that are gonna come later down the road, and that I'm probably gonna speak like later today during this AMA.
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Sounds like a lot of cool development happening and constant as well. So cool. Then you guys have also got a bit of an underwater theme. What's kind of the idea behind that? All the sea and everything.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess at the very beginning, we're thinking about like what would be like the best logo for us, and quite naturally during these discussions, we thought about like an octopus. because an octopus has different, plenty of different arms, and we thought it was cool because we had our fingers in all the different ecosystems. So it was a good analogy to what we are. And around this logo of an octopus, we've built, we've created like a team, a deep sea team, which is our current team.
Cool. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it makes the octopus with all of its arms and appendages. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. Yeah. So as far as like installation and integration and setup, yeah, I would just kind of walk people through quickly, like how which ways they can set up so they can create new wallets or recover from from seed phrase and all that.
For sure. So first you need to go on the XDEFI wallet Chrome stores page. Then you need to download the wallet. Once you've done that, you have different ways to basically access the wallet. The first one is going to be by creating a new wallet. So it's pretty straightforward, really similar to what you have to do when you are using MetaMask. And I'm pretty sure that you guys are familiar with this process. And then you can restore a wallet that you had, for instance, in MetaMask using your seed phrase. As of today, you cannot restore a wallet using a private key, for instance. It's going to be added really soon, private key export and import. Once you are within the wallet, you can also like import using key store. So that's pretty much how you can get set up. During the onboarding process, you'll have a choice as of which chains you want to have enabled upon the first time that you're connecting to the wallet, because some people do not want to use the 9 chains, so they can pick which one they are interested to use at first, and they can always enable them later down the road once they are within the wallet. And that's pretty much it. The onboarding process is really simple. That's only a few steps. I think like in probably like 2-3 minutes you're set up with a new wallet, and I encourage you to give it a try. It's pretty straightforward.
Cool. Yeah, and then we can also integrate hardware wallets with that.
Absolutely. So the way I see it is, and I don't really understand why, current wallet extensions do not give the ability to only collect with hardware wallets. So we will have this option available really soon. So in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're currently implementing that. But otherwise than that, right now you need to create a hot wallet first and then like connect a hardware wallet from within the extension. So that's available. But soon you'll be able to only use the extension with a hardware wallet. And I always encourage people to use hardware wallets when they have more than 2-3K worth of tokens. I think it's the best way to manage your OPSPEC. So if you don't already have a hardware wallet, please guys, buy one. Right now we're supporting Ledger. We are starting Treasure integration at the end of this week or early next week. In terms of support for Ledger, we are supporting Ethereum, THORChain, and Terra. We are adding Bitcoin really soon for Ledger, and Treasure is pretty much going to cover the same things.
Cool. Awesome. What are some some attack vectors that you have seen with with wallets and whatnot that have kind of led people towards hardware and all that?
Well, I think there are plenty of different things that can happen, but one of the most common things with extensions, I think, is like fake extensions that people are downloading without using like the right link to download, for instance, their MetaMask. Obviously, MetaMask has been becoming like super popular over the years, and there are a lot of scams around that. I do believe that like a lot of scams are happening also via Discord channels right now, and people need to be really careful in the different servers. Like we've seen like OpenSea, for instance, with people leveraging the QR code that is used for you to unlock your MetaMask mobile app. And people impersonating the founders or the main moderators of some prominent projects. So what I would say to people is never try to DM a founder, even if he tells you to. Try to always speak with the respective team of the different projects you are involved in via the help desk. This is what we are trying to promote to our community. If you want to speak to us in private, that should be like via a help desk ticket. At least you're sure that the person you have on the other side is someone who is part of the team, and you're sure about that like at 100% when you do so. And I think this is super important. And otherwise than that, I think like, revoking allowance as often as it gets is also important, especially if you are aping in a lot of new forms on a recurring basis. You have some tools that can allow you to do so right now. And we will soon offer it from within the wallet directly. So that's something that is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, that's there are plenty of others, but I'm not going to go all of them. But
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, thanks. It's just like so many scams out there these days. Everyone, please be so vigilant. It's crazy. It's crazy. So if anything seems slightly suspicious, even just the tiniest bit, do some due diligence. Ask people, reach out, because it doesn't take much, and all this people just lose it all. So be very, very cautious with that. But no, that's good to hear that you guys are integrating hardware wallets and all that as well. What about, and speaking of wallets here, and I guess ecosystems and everything, how are you guys envisioning linking all of this together, linking the wallets, linking ecosystems all through in XDEFI?
Yeah. So I think we've been in terms of branding saying that we're the fastest wallet in DeFi. Reality today is that DeFi is not just Ethereum, although it was for a long time, but it's across different ecosystems. And today, people, they want to be able to ape really quickly between these different ecosystems. They want to be able to get out of the farm on Polygon and then go on Terra, do something on Avalanche, and so on. Today, if they want to do so, and they want to do so outside the EVM-based networks that are available, they're going to have to download another wallet alongside MetaMask. The point of XDeFi is really to give one single place to these users, to these DeFi users, to manage all of their assets, but also to switch from an ecosystem to another, which is also including being able to bridge between these different ecosystems. If I have a lot of funds in Polygon, I want to be able to bridge easily to Terra or to another EVM-based network. So how does that work? Today, if people want to bridge, they need to use third-party interface, dApps. Obviously, from a UX point of view, it's not always ideal to have to connect, then having all these transactions pop up, etc. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, and so on. So we really believe at XDeFi Wallet that we an experience within the wallet is going to be much more interesting for these DeFi users. And we want to create a multi-chain index aggregator environments within which you can do L1 to L1 transactions, L1 to L2 transactions, L2 to L2 transactions really easily and in a few clicks, while at the same time only having to deal with a single wallet and not several seed phrases and so on. So I think this is what we mean by saying, okay, we are the fastest wallet in DeFi. It's not just about performance. It's about how fast can you move from an ecosystem to another, how fast can you seize an opportunity in another ecosystem. And I do believe that being as fast as possible is what makes the difference today in DeFi and in NFT. And if you want to capture all the opportunities that are out there, you need to have a tool that is not just reliable but also as fast as it gets.
Yeah, awesome. No, that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, just not having to jump around to different bridges and looking for certain bridges between, which one do I use to get from, whatever chain A to chain B and so on and so forth. Being able to do that all within wallet, I think people are going to be very pleased with. So I guess we can get into some of the main differences, I guess, between XDeFi and other competitors. You've kind of touched on a few things, and I know you want to talk about NFTs as well. So I'll let you kind of unpack all of that.
About NFTs, you mean first?
Sure, yeah, either differences, and then we can tie into NFTs, because I know that's one thing that's a big thing for XDeFi.
So I guess the way I see it is that NFTs are going to be, they're already huge, and I think this is one of the main way to attract new joiners to crypto in general. Now, wallet, they really have an important role to play in NFTs, because I do believe that wallet will become the Instagram / Pinterest of the NFT space. People don't want to have to go to a third-party interface again to be able to look at their NFT collection, to share them with their friends, and to manage them. So What we want to do with XDEFI Wallet is not only give you like an experience that is going to be similar to what you have with Instagram, but also a way to manage your NFTs seamlessly from within the main tool you use to manage your other assets in crypto. So you're going to be able to see all of your NFTs. So right now we are already like giving you the ability to display all your NFTs in one place, wherever they are from, you know, whether it's like on an Ethereum network, on Binance Smart Chain, on Polygon, etc. We're already supporting all of these standards. Tomorrow, you're going to have the ability to send them in one click, to sell them in one click with the integration of NFT20 to deposit them and borrow against these NFT as collateral, and much more. I think there is really something that we can do and to make like the UX run NFT much more elegant. And also like be able to share these NFTs, like showing them off to your friends. There are a few things that we're working on the mobile app and the web app right now, which are going to be pretty cool. I don't want to talk too much about it to spoil it, but there will be like a few features for you to share NFTs with friends that are going to be quite cool, and also like on Twitter and other social medias. So really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to support the NFT space the best we can. We also do believe in on-chain identity, and you for instance will be able to load NFTs like as your avatar within the wallet. Depending on which NFT it is, like you'll be accessing like some perks from within the wallet and so on, depending on which project we're going to partner with. So a few stuff are cooking at this level. Cannot say too much about it, but it will come soon enough. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, nice. No, that's cool. That's really cool. Then with yeah, I guess with your on ramp and whatnot too. What have you guys? Have you got an on ramp for built into the wallet? Hey.
Yeah, so I guess look, today if you want to use decentralized wallets, you're gonna have to go via first Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, and Found, and like go through a KYC process. Obviously, go through the burden of having to create an account on which of the centralized venues, and then fund it, and then send the funds to your decentralized wallet. With XDEFI Wallet, we have like ramp integrated natively, and you'll be able to basically buy some crypto from within the wallet using credit card, Apple Pay, or SEPA, for instance. So I think it's pretty powerful, especially if you're someone, and especially if you don't really want to use Ethereum first. If you just want to use like Polygon and not have to never pay like the high fees of the Ethereum network, especially right now, you'll basically be able to buy directly like some, let's say, USDC or ETH on Polygon directly via Ramp, or some UST, and so on. So I think it's quite an interesting value proposition for people. I don't think people are using it yet a lot as a functionality from within the web, but I'm expecting this to be incrementally important in the coming months as we onboard more and more new joiners.
Yeah, cool. Well, and that's great that that option is available, and yeah, no, that's great. Good to know for people to know that as well. Wim Wham. See, you've got a question. Hey.
Hey, all, am I on?
You are. Go ahead.
Hey, Dangle. Hey, Emil. Thanks for coming in, Emil. I'm a big fan of XDEFI. I've used it to replace my Terra Station app. So much appreciated there. I like it a lot. I was wondering about what the kind of roadmap entails for XDEFI, and specifically two features. One, adding custom RPCs that are outside of the EVM supported chains that are there natively. I know you allow for custom RPCs for some of those chains. For instance, I set up a custom RPC for my Polygon wallet. But I was wondering if you'd allow, you said you were going to support Avalanche shortly, but just for example, would you be open to letting us, create our own RPCs for something like Avalanche or BSC in the future? Start with that, yeah.
Okay, first, thanks so much for your question. and for the nice words. That's always really cool to hear. And yeah, so look, I think it will give like much more like flexibility to the users if we were to implement that. So it's not out of it's not like out of the board, and I believe we're going to add it to the backlog. It's not going to be just probably in Q1 next year, early Q1. But it would take a little bit of time, not going to lie. I think it's all about like, what do we want? Do we want to give the ability to power users to easily, like add any network they want, or do we want to give like a better user experience for new joiners and not to have to kind of like, like in MetaMask, have them to use the RPC custom themselves and understand how it works with the chain ID and so on, go through like a tutorial to understand how to do it, etc., and have something a bit different. I'm not against it. As a power user, I love to have it. Like, absolutely. It's just about like the pros and cons of having it. I think we're gonna need to have it, but ultimately, if we were to add, so that brings me somewhere else. That brings me somewhere where like I don't believe that like there will be like an infinite number of L1 and L2. So although I am chain agnostic, I do believe that like in the next 2 years we're gonna have like probably like 3-4 L1s that have won and that are going to be here for the long term, and probably like 2-3 L2s max that are going to be here for the long term. And I guess that then it will be easier to basically pick what's interesting, because today like you want to use Avalanche because you're going to get high yields, right? So you want to jump in these farms, like same for Phantom now that are offering like super high yields. But what about 6 months from now? And that this type of questions that I'm asking myself. So it's planned to have it, but I'm not excluding like taking it out of the backlog, because this is a bit of work, and depending on how the landscape is shaping, I might change my mind in a couple of months. But for now, it's in the backlog. Yeah.
That approach makes a lot of sense, and it goes back to kind of a pivotal business question about product market fit and what's the market in this case. That kind of focus on the user experience makes a lot of sense in this context. A kind of similar and related question then becomes about where on your roadmap is supporting browsers like Firefox, because as I understand it, the extension is only available on the Chrome store right now. And while that's accessible and usable on a Chromium browser like Brave for the more privacy inclined DeFi members, Firefox is a common runner-up in browsers as well.
So okay, that's a really good question. So we're currently actually working on that. Hopefully, it will be ready in the next 2 weeks, maybe 3. But yeah,
awesome.
Firefox is priority right now. Like it's hurting me not to be able to use it on Firefox as a user myself. So we've prioritized it. The reality, and like I'll be super candid, is that like, the backlog is absolutely fucking full. So we are trying to prioritize a few other things before then. But Firefox is going to work soon. Like there are still a few bugs that we're getting rid of right now, but it's going to be in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
I mean, that's great to hear. I'm a big fan of Firefox myself too.
Same.
I actually switched now to Brave partially so I could just use XDEFI. I appreciate my last question, and thank you for having me up for so long, Tangle. Is probably one that's really unappreciated because it's public knowledge and shared. But could you share with us in the audience here what the utility of the XDEFI token is going to be, and what kind of the vision for it and how it incorporates with the wallet will be?
For sure. So the way I see, fundamentally, like as much as I'd love to have a wallet which is completely decentralized from a governance point of view, as a wallet, it's not as easy to set up. So this is something that we're going to work towards along the years, and it's going to take a little bit of time. And you can ask yourself the question like, who is going to push like the releases on the Chrome store if it's completely decentralized? We're not a network. But this being said, I do believe that like by issuing a token, we have a way to have the community of our users benefiting from the traction that the wallet is taking, but also like the revenue generated by the swap functionalities and the other monetization points. So the way I see it is the following one. There will be like at first a way to monetize the wallet via the fees that we are generating with the swap functionality, which by the way are going to be like almost 3 to 4 times lower than what you have on MetaMask today. So people have you know, like an interest to use it and to make this fee reasonable. And most of the fees that are going to be generated, so I don't have a precise number right now, but it's basically going to be between 75 and 80% of the fees that are generated are basically going to be so these fees are going to be basically generated in ETH or other native currencies. They're going to be converted on a daily basis in XDEFI tokens, and this is going to go in the community treasury, which is then going to be used to provide rebates to the people that will have staked XDEFI. And these rebates are going to be on the fees that will be incurred by the stakers using the swap functionality. Whatever is left at the end of a given period of time in the community treasury after the rebates have been paid is going to be claimable by the XDEFI stakers as extra rewards. So you can think a little bit about XSushi here, right? And I think it's good, like we are on a sushi AMA because it works pretty much the same, except that we are adding the rebate feature to our staking mechanism. So that's the first, I'd say, utility of the token. The other things that the token is trying to achieve is basically like a play to learn mechanism that we're creating right now. I do believe that like as a wallet, as a wallet, we do have kind of responsibility to educate people that are new to Web3, new to DeFi, new to NFTs. Why am I saying that? Because again, as I said earlier, like most of the people that are today joining the crypto space, they're going to do so via Binance, Kraken, Coinbase. That's the first experience they're going to have, right? And if suddenly they want to really like use, unleash the full potential of a decentralized web, they're going to have to download like a non-custodial decentralized wallet, such as MetaMask or XDEFI wallet or something else. At that point in time, this is when we get the users. We're basically getting the users at the very beginning of their learning curve. So as a wallet, we really have a chance here to leverage our token in order to create incentives for people to educate themselves, learn more about DeFi and NFTs, learn more about how a wallet works, what are the best practices in terms of OpSpec, and rewarding them accordingly. So you can see it a little bit as different type of campaigns with milestones that once completed are unlocking a certain amount of XDEFI tokens. And this will not only make the product super sticky, it's also going to give all the necessary tools for these users to basically then go out there and interact with as many dApps as they want to really like understand and unleash for themselves like a lot of new opportunities. So that's going to be the second way that the token is going to be having an utility really. Which I really like, and that I'm going to design myself with a few other people, like people that are professors at university, etc., that we're working with on this play to learn mechanism. And then like we have an ecosystem fund. This ecosystem fund is going to be used for us to finance, provide grants, investments to any type of projects that want to create something like in NFTs and DeFi around the wallet, and that's going to be like whether it's like in the THOR chain or Terra ecosystem or other ecosystem. So that's the main ways we're going to leverage the token. And at the end of the day, when the time is right, the token is also going to have like some governance component to it, and stakers are going to be in charge of how the community treasury is going to be dealt with.
I really like that vision. I mean, very well spoken and well said. Play to learn components, the robust staking and community treasury incorporations, and all based on the in-wallet revenue fee generation from the really easily accessible stake swapping. I mean, MetaMask is practically robbing people with their fees on,
it's brutal.
on their wallet. It's ridiculous. They're just printing money. So I really appreciate cutting that into a quarter, and that's still going to be very profitable. Thanks for taking the time to walk us through that. I love play to learn components and that kind of a multifaceted utility to the token. That's all I got. Thanks, Dangle.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wim. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for that was a great question and some good stuff there to unpack. Yeah, especially around the token and everything, and that can kind of tie us nicely into our next little bit here about the MISO launch and yeah, just all of that stuff. You want to give us some details on on the launch?
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's not a secret for anyone that we're super close to the THORChads community by now, and we've done like 3 different type of whitelisting events. The first one was with the THORChads. That's how it's called. That's basically the THORChads community. So everyone that had the THORChads score, which is working a little bit like the DegenScore, were able to was able to basically whitelist themselves for the token sale. Then we have like a collaboration in place with the DegenScore team. So obviously we are a DeFi wallet before anything else, like this XDEFI. This is how we call, and we really created a tool for heavy DeFi users at first. So we really wanted to have them on board from the get-go, and kind of being the evangelist of what we're trying to achieve. So we did also a whitelisting event with the DegenScore, whereby if you had like a DegenScore above 300, I think that was the score, you could register for the sale. And finally, for all the wallet users, basically there was I think it lasted not even an hour. You could register from within the wallet, so our users, for the sale. So basically the way it's going to work is that's going to be on MISO. That's going to be a crowd sale. You're going to have capped amounts by addresses. Once 24 hours have passed, and if there are some spot left, so we're gonna run a Dutch auction basically. So that's how it's gonna work.
Okay, yeah. So Dutch auction afterwards for everyone else. And what currency are you guys looking to raise in so people can be ready?
USDC.
USDC. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, and then I guess as far as with Sushi here, how do you see us as a partner, and how do you see us kind of growing together?
Cool. So, well, I love sushi personally, so I'm a little bit biased, but I do believe that sushi, I mean, you guys have achieved a lot since you started, and I think every single product that you've launched is not just elegant, but super cool as a user. I love that what you're creating with Shoyu, obviously, and I'm really eager to see what comes out. When is it? Tomorrow that it's launched, or today?
Yeah, this week here. But I don't know. Did you hop into the metaverse? Have you been into the metaverse yet? That just launched.
Not yet.
That just popped out. Maybe a little bit yesterday here, I guess, depending where you're at. But yeah, have a peek there. And anybody else that hasn't, maybe slip on over there and just check things out. But don't break the server. Yeah, I think there was a big. Go ahead.
I think you guys are obviously focusing a lot on DeFi and NFTs, and this is also the direction that we're taking. So there are a lot of things that we can do as a wallet, and a lot of ways we can be complementary to an AMM and an NFT marketplace. Obviously, you need a wallet to connect to these two dApps, and I do believe that there are a few features that we can work on the long term that will make the UX much more delightful for you users and ours. And I'm really looking forward to it. So plenty of ways we can work together, and that's going to be quite fun.
Cool. Good to hear. Anybody else that has questions, please raise your hand. We'll get you up on stage, or anything from the bring them into the AMA text questions. Otherwise, yeah, always welcome to have you up here, and sure encourage it. What about I guess you've kind of touched on some things that you're looking to launch and some other things, or coming up in the future here, but your upcoming releases or any alpha drops or anything like that for our listeners.
Yeah, sure. So we're really close to Terra. like outside of THORChain, Terra has been like a really important focus for us, and it's going to continue to be like our focus in the coming months. We're going to prioritize our backlog to Terra in a lot of instances. So there is first like a new feature that's going to happen like in the next 2 weeks. You're going to be able to one-click deposit UST in Anchor via the wallet and generate some yields from there. I think like in-wallet yields is that's going to be a game changer, really. It's going to make the UX once again like much more delightful for users, and I'm really looking forward to this. Like even myself as a user, it's something that I will use all the time. So that's one thing. Then we will integrate Orion as well, so you can deposit any of your stable coins, not just on Terra. So that's one big thing that I'm really looking forward to. Treasure, which is going to come quite quickly now. We're going to start working on it next week. I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the call. THORChain swap from within the extension. That should be ready probably in the next 2 weeks as well. So a lot of things that are going to be released in the next 2 weeks. Another thing like dark mode as well. We're finishing right now to test it. Almost implemented fully. So dark mode as well is coming soon. I'm losing it like that. There are a lot of stuff coming in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We also right now working on the mobile app. We finished all the designs. We started implementing them. So at first, our mobile app is going to be like in read-only mode, mainly for you to track, like your portfolio and your NFT collection and share your NFTs via social media, but also your friends. And next year, like in Q1, we're gonna shift from a read-only mode to a fully functional mobile wallet, but it's not going to be just now. For now we're going to focus on the web app on the side, which is going to have like a much more like a social dimension. Like we discussed a lot about our users, about what they would like to see. Our aim is not really to go out there and compete with Zerion, Zapper or DBank. We want to create something which is completely different. Probably going to have some similar features for you to track your portfolio, but outside of that, we're trying to really come up with a web app that has a different dimension. And by that, I mean like a social dimension to it, really like put the emphasis on on-chain identity. But again, I cannot say too much about that, but that's something that we're working on heavily right now. So a few things, and an NFT project as well, which is being worked on for 2 to 3 months now, which is quite low-key, and that you're going to hear about like in the next months.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys sounds like you guys have lots on the go. So really cool to hear. Constant building, constant growing. Awesome to hear. Just kind of going back through the AMA text questions here. We'll just recap on a bunch of that stuff. We've talked a little bit about the built-in browser wallet here with Brave and everything. I think WimWam's response there is probably the best. A lot of these things are probably going to be lacking in comparison to a fully native DeFi wallet and application. And just like as we've gone through this whole thing here and what you've explained to us, I just don't think Brave is going to. They might just be an NGMI at this point, but and then again,
actually like a white map. We talked to them briefly, and I think they were trying to reproduce what THORChain is doing. Good luck with that. But I know they're working on in Brother Wallet. I've tried it. Obviously, I'm biased, but I personally wasn't convinced. But who knows?
Yeah,
I think they have a lot of users, so let's see.
Yeah, cool. And somebody's asking XDEFI wallet while staking Pylon. Will be the active. Yeah, I don't know for that. I'm not really familiar with
XDEFI.
No, that's right. With while it was staking Pylon.
Oh, so there will be like a pool running on Pylon, and this pool is going to be starting in a few weeks as well. I cannot give the exact date because we're still working on it with the Pylon team, but that's going to be like really soon, to be honest. Like if it's not like in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be like a third week from now. So there will be like a pool running on Pylon. You'll be able to deposit some UST and yield some XDEFI tokens. So pretty secure way of yielding XDEFI tokens. That's going to be quite fun. Fees are cheap as well on the Terra network, so really encourage you to look into this. We are aiming to raise up to $2 million. half of this amount raised is going to be used to finance, to give out some grants to early stage projects of the Terra ecosystem. So if there are any of you guys that are working on something really cool on Terra or something really useful, please let us know. The community will be able to vote via our Discord on how these funds are allocated along the months, and we're really looking forward to it. So that's gonna be pretty fun as well.
Cool. Good to hear. And as far as ENS integration, where are you guys at with that?
Well, we already have ENS integration.
Yeah, so it's all resolving names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's full on. It's it's good to go.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. And yeah, there's the ENS had their airdrop, or I guess their token and airdrop recently too. So yeah, congrats to everybody who's got ENSs. Cool. Yeah, I don't know that. If anybody else has any last questions, I think this is a great place to wrap up here. Yeah, this is a really exciting product and project, and yeah, looking forward to especially the next 2 to 3 weeks here. It sounds like there's just stuff coming out steady. So yeah, we'll be super excited. And next week we're looking at the MISO launch or MISO IDO, and we can we'll of course we'll be sending out some info on that here through. We'll keep everybody up to date on that. And yeah, as far as what do we have here? Yeah, what do you need from the community? What do you need most from your community?
I think, what's the most important for us is for you guys to give us constructive feedback, and to make suggestions. And while I'm not gonna lie, we're not gonna implement everything that you're asking us, but if we don't, we will explain why not. And all the possible feedbacks are helping us tremendously for us to create the product that really you guys need and you guys want. So feedback as much as you can. And obviously, speak about us to your friends. If you like the wallet, speak about it and try to onboard them as well. That's helpful for us to gather some early traction. Otherwise than that, if you guys want to start a discussion and you have some things to say that you'd like to improve, or you'd like to see differently, please come to our Discord, and we're always open to discuss whether we agree or not, whether we're gonna do it or not. We will at least have the discussion with you.
Very cool. Oh, it's great to hear. Gang of Bank, you got something for us?
Yes, I have a question. What will be with accounts? With whitelisted accounts?
Sorry, what's your question about whitelisted account?
My question was about whitelisting accounts in XDEFI. What will be with there?
Which wallets are? How do you get whitelisted? Is that what?
Be an IDO, and the project has whitelisted my account. What will be next?
So what will be next is that on next week, which is going to be on Wednesday, and tomorrow we're going to give out many more details. So please follow what's going on the SushiSwap Twitter and the XDeFi Wallet Twitter. We're going to explain exactly how you can participate to the crowd sale. So if you have an address that is whitelisted, you're basically going to have a spot which is saved for you via the MISO website. And you're going to be able to participate up to the amount that you can that you have whitelisted for.
What will be the price of whitelist?
$0.65 per token.
And what will be the allocation?
So it depends which whitelisting event you took part to. But if you did via the DegenScore or the THORChads score, you basically had $2,000 allocation. If you did it via the wallet directly, it was $400.
In XDeFi, I will have an allocation in 400. Yes.
Yes, correct.
And the news will be announced in XDeFi. Yes.
So it's not going to be within the wallet, but that's going to be via our social media. So our Discord, our Telegram, and Medium and Twitter. personally, I would recommend to follow what's coming out of Twitter, because we have cooking something with SushiSwap that is going to be quite cool for you to watch. And we're going to give like all the information there. You're going to have a tutorial. You're going to have a walkthrough of how it works in practice. So you won't be lost once the idea come. Hopefully, you'll have all the steps in mind to participate, and it should be fairly straightforward for you.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure.
Cool. Yeah, this is probably a great place to wrap up. Yeah, I guess at this point here, like we've kind of gone through the website, xdefi.io. Head over there and you can download the extension right away. And yeah, what about in your socials? All of the your Twitter and Twitter, Discord, Telegram, Reddit is all over there, so you can find those links directly on the website. And just I guess we'll have the POAPs will be sent out here shortly after, so everybody just stick around after I end the recording, and we'll get those sent out. There will be a message from the Degen bot, so it's capital DEGEN. It's got a black circle with a red looking face on it. It's kind of a shadowy supercoder looking type thing. So just if you see that is the the POAP there, and just make sure you're just entering your public address. That's all you need to put in there in order to mint it on the XDEFI chain. Then of course this has been recorded and will be uploaded to the YouTube Sushi official channel, so you can check it out there afterwards. And of course follow me on Twitter, 0xtangle. And Emile, where's for Twitter stuff for you and for XDEFI?
Yeah, so got by Kojiro for me. It's a bit complicated, but I'm sure you find it. And XDEFI is XDEFI wallet, so you can find it also quite easily.
Yeah, XDEFI. Is it underscore wallet or just wallet?
Yes, sorry, XDEFI_wallet.
Perfect.
XDEFI_wallet, and you'll be able to join our Discord from there, which is basically like a discord.gg/XDEFI wallet altogether.
Awesome. Cool. And just a heads up there, WimWam has placed an image of the Degen bot and what that looks like. So cool. Well, with that, I think, hey, awesome. Really looking forward to checking this wallet out even further. I've kind of played with it a little bit. I sent some funds across Polygon there to test it out to begin with. So yeah, looking forward to all the things that you've got going with this, and good luck next week here with this IDO. But I think, it's really interesting. So thank you very much, Emile, for coming on, and yeah, we'll talk with you soon.
Absolutely.
Sorry. I would like to one question more, please.
Ooh, just as we're wrapping. Nice work. Go ahead.
I would like to ask you. You have said that the IDO will be start next week. Yes.
Yes, correct.
Yes, and I should see the socials. Yes, not Discord.
It will be like on Discord and on Twitter as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Alrighty. Thank you, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care, guys. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Bye-bye.